Good day, everyone. I am Nanina Rosellosa together with my partner Trisha May Rosal. Learning Task Transcending MTB-MLE Curriculum Implementation, a Critique. This article is all about the implementation of the mother tongue-based multilingual education in Grade 1 in the public elementary schools in Pangasinan 1. This article is authored by Nora T. Cruz ed.D. from the Malandan Center Integrated School. Introduction. The shift in language policy is part of a growing trend around the world to support mother tongue instruction in the early years of a child's education. In Southeast Asia, this is apparent in a rising number of educational programs that utilize a mother tongue approach, while the use of non-dominant language in education is allowed in countries such as Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Thailand, and of course the Philippines. The Philippines is a single country to institute a national policy requiring their inclusion in the early grades. As a result, the implementation of MTB-MLE in the Philippines is being looked at as an example for the rest of the region. Methodology. This study is utilized the descriptive method of research. It describes the status of the implementation of the mother tongue as a learning subject and medium of instruction in Grade 1 in the public elementary schools in Pangasinan 1. Results and discussion. This section presents the findings of the study as well as the data gathered and arrived at from the documents studied and analyzed by the researchers or researcher on the mother tongue as a subject and a medium of instruction in Grade 1 in the public elementary schools in Pangasinan 1. As you can see in this table, a vocabulary development. It is one of the performance level of the Grade 1 pupils in the mother tongue base. The data in the table disclose how the Grade 1 pupils in the public elementary schools in Pangasinan, Uno, fared in the diagnostic test in the pupil's mother tongue, particularly in the area of vocabulary development. The result shows how majority of them have achieved average in the said area, with 76% of the total number of students scoring in the range of 5 to 9 out of the 14 questions under vocabulary development. This result is encouraging as it shows a positive progress of the mother tongue as a subject in its second year of the implementation. It is a clear manifestation of the significant learnings they have of the mother tongue in their Grade 1. Still, the data imply a further doubling up of the efforts to improve the pupil's score in vocabulary development, and in the process, manifest a mastery of the skills, competencies required in the development of their vocabulary. Next is a grammar awareness. As you can see in the table, the transition in the medium of instruction and learning content into the mother tongue as a subject is without its corresponding phases of confusion and difficulty. This is made apparent in the data in the table 2, where it shows how the pupils are obviously found wanting in the area pertinent to the grammar awareness. The difficulty that the pupils usually have in grammar is made more complex and clear with the transition to the mother tongue. Grammar still remains to be an area where the pupils face difficulty. The results reveal how only 6% of the total number of pupils achieve high in grammar awareness and 10% achieve low. Still, the result is encouraging as majority of the pupils achieve average in as far as their grammar awareness is concerned. The results call for an improvement of their scores as well as further focus and attention in the said area so as to improve the pupils' achievement and turn it to the high. Obviously, the teachers and the school heads need to come up with measures to address this area as it is usually in grammar, along with reading comprehension that the pupils find the most difficulty. Difficulty. Third is reading comprehension. One of the objectives of MTB-MLE is cognitive development, which focuses on the higher order thinking skills. The skills expected and required of the learners in the 21st century call for the development of critical thinking skills. The data pertinent to the pupils' comprehension compel them to make use of skills reflecting of their critical thinking ability. It is apparent that along the area of comprehension, both listening and reading majority of the pupils need further assistance. The data also imply a review of the strategies that teachers employ in the mother tongue as a subject as well as the instructional materials they utilize in carrying out instruction. The data in the table show that 19.2% of the total number of pupils achieve low in the comprehension while only 10.6% achieve high. Just like the other two tables, the achievement of the majority of the pupils is average, as marked by a percentage of 70.2. The average achievement of the pupils is indicative of the pupils' difficulty in their level of comprehension. In Table 2, other language dialects used as accessories to the mother tongue. This table shows how the teachers make use of other languages or dialects in aid of the mother tongue as an instructional base. It shows the most of the respondents, 54.79%, use Filipino as accessory to the mother tongue. The dialect that is next to this is Ilocano, totaling to 20.54% of the respondents. Only 15.06% say that they can make use of English, while a few 7% indicate that they make use of Pangasinan. It can be inferred here that there are terms that are not familiar to the students, and so the respondent resort to the use of another language or dialect that will better translate or explain such unfamiliar terms to the students. It is encouraging to note that they make use of other languages or dialects as accessories to the mother tongue.
Conclusions. The findings of this study reveal how the grade 1 pupils in the public elementary schools in Pangasinan 1 have been average in their level of performance in the mother tongue as a subject, particularly in areas that target the vocabulary and concept development, grammar analysis, and reading comprehension. Consequently, attendance to relevant trainings as well as the provision of evaluation instruments are perceived as serious problems encountered by the grade 1 teachers with the implementation of the mother tongue as instructional based training subject. Acknowledgement. This study has been made possible by assistance extended by the Division of Pangasinan 1 through the leadership of Dr. Almar V. C. Torrio, CISO V, Division Superintendent and the Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Theodora V. Nabor, and Dr. Sheila Marie Promesias. Grateful acknowledgement is also extended to the District Supervisor of Lingayen 2nd, Dr. Nita C. Calboy, and to the Dr. Ernesto V. Lopez, Principal 3rd. References.
So sa time sa mag-critique na ko ha. Sa first nga kuan nila kay silang methodology, wala sila yung mga respondents nga kanang gibutang silahang research paper or sa ilang article nga gi-finalize. Kay sa akong hibaw-an, while nagtake og research to sa grade 12, ang ilang methodology dapat kompleto na gyud na siya kuan sa methodology masud gyud na siya ang research environment, research participants, research sampling, research instrument, and data gathering. As far sa akong nakita sa ilahang PDF or file or research or an article, gidlargo ra nila og kanaang stick to the point ra nila largo sa katong methodology katong gibasa ganina. So, introduction and our critique. Many Filipino children begin their education in a language they do not speak or understand as well as their first language. In this setting, only the learner's first language can provide the kind of bridge to a personal identity that incorporates both an ethnic and a national dimension. 3 years into its implementation, the utilization of the mother tongue both as a medium of instruction and as a learning subject is still found wanting. In utilizing a survey questionnaire as well as documentary analysis, the study assessed how the grade 1 pupils were faring in the mother tongue as a learning subject. It also looked into the grade 1 teachers' proficiency in the mother tongue, as well as the problems they encountered with the implementation of MTB-MLE. Results show that majority of the instructional objectives in the mother tongue as a subject are not being met as indicated by the areas they are found weak, particularly here grammar awareness, vocabulary development, and reading comprehension are concerned. Moreover, the grade 1 teachers use another language as accessory to the mother tongue. They too encountered serious problems with the implementation of MTB-MLE such as attendance to relevant trainings and the provision of evaluation instruments.
Body. The transition in the medium of instruction and learning content into the mother tongue as a subject is without its corresponding phases of confusion and difficulty. The difficulty that the pupils usually have in grammar is made more complex and clear with the transition to the mother tongue. Still, the result is encouraging. The majority of the pupils achieve average in as far as their grammar awareness is concerned. Obviously, the teachers and the school heads needs to come up with measure to address this area as it usually in grammar. Along with the reading comprehension that the pupils find the most difficulty, resources used in aid of the mother tongue as a subject as well as a review of the strategies employed by the teachers in carrying out instructions. Conclusion. One of the objectives in the MTB-MLE is cognitive development, which focuses on the higher order thinking skills. The skills expected and required of the learners in the 21st century call for the development of critical thinking skills. All in all, the results in the specified areas of vocabulary development, grammar awareness, and reading comprehension call for beefing up of equip them in the use of mother tongue as instructional base and learning subject. This will consequently address the problems that the teachers face in the proficiency in the mother tongue.